for the Excalibur last night. They have a 6-3 lead, and Trent, again, will start with possession to start the second half, as they were on the power play and had possession when the first half ended. And they immediately go to the attack. Millman tried to hit the pass in the slot to Horlak, didn't get it, and here comes Bishops with it. Nice little dodge by Adam Kutzer, but then he loses the ball under some pressure from Cole Hanrahan. Hanrahan's not just a shooter. You'll see all kinds of pressure on the ride from Hanrahan. Also has 6.5 penalty minutes on the season coming into tonight. Second only to Curtis Conley. I mentioned last night that it was like a Sean Evans stat line, as he is leading the club in scoring by a wide margin and among their top penalty minute producers. Lowe's to the far side. We are back to even strength. Just trying to take their time as Horlak will dodge from way out on the wing. They hit the cutter, reverse whip, Hanrahan, beautiful shot. Looked planned. What a lovely pass from Dallin Rye. And Hanrahan whips that one behind him. Shades of Ashley Bull at the women's lax night a couple weeks ago, taking the pass in the middle. You can see Hanrahan just pops up from the X, and then 3 defenders head out to Dallin Rye, and that's obviously miscommunication by Bishops, with everybody going after Rye and leaving 18-19 now goal scorer Cole Hanrahan all alone in the slot. He wasted no time turning to face the net, just whipped it backhand, finds a home. Bronson Muller with the face-off win, pops it up to himself. Looking for open space. Showed some nice poise for a young player. Withstands the check and will now hand it off to Nick Webb. And Muller and Webb will both head for the sideline as they pass it off to Horlak. Webb hesitated for a moment in case he needed to stay for help, but Horlak was in good shape. Now they're just waiting for Lowe's to join them, and Trent's up to full strength on the attack. That one got away from Lowe's momentarily. Nobody near him, though. No problem as he gets it back here from Rye. Millman behind the net to Hanrahan. Trent really taking their time with the 7-3 lead. Good for them to bleed some time off the clock. Just play a little slow down game. So they don't have a ton of depth. You see they don't even have huge numbers of sideline. Everyone in the league dealing with their injury issues at this point in the season. For Trent, the big one is Jack McAlpine on attack. Is out for the season with a broken hand. Shot clock about to expire, so Lowe's just rips one from the outside. Eli makes the save. He'll take that pass back. Avoid the forecheck again. The hard ride from Cole Hanrahan. Forces that outlet pass. Nicely run onto by Adam Kutzer. Kutzer will hand it off, and the Gators go into the attack mode. Marcus Young. Take that pass back. Jackson Cowley taking his time, inverts, and then drops it there for Lizotte. He's directing where he wants Cowley to go. Nice defense there by another one of the young players, Austin James, stepping up to play some minutes. Trent has had a bunch of guys on their team for a few years here, and a lot of them really just finding their way up into more prominent roles. I think Nick Webb's a great example of a guy who didn't play a ton his first couple of seasons, but really playing a big role. You can see, I mean, he played Senior A this summer. That pass is going to go away as Ben McDonald tried to connect with Millman, and they're having to talk about how they could have connected there. Cole Hanrahan has picked up a ball, and how? Oh, it must have been tipped off of a Bishop's player. Yeah, it had to go off a Bishop's player on the pass because Trent's going to be given. Oh, no, it's a penalty. All right, so the penalty is applied, and Trent goes back to the man-up attack. Hanrahan, he's going to let that one rip. That's a little wide. Eli trying to get possession on the backup as he raced back. He's so quick to get behind the net once he realizes a shot is passed, but wasn't quite able to get that spot as Dallin Rye was in good position. I think he's going to try it again and again. Dallin Rye just barely beating the goaltender, Sebastian Eli. Hanrahan up top now, feeds it down to Rye. It's Duel who'll fire one. Great ball movement by the Excalibur. Now Bishops will get possession of this one. And Bishops has successfully killed off their penalty. Thought Kutzer might have a go there. He's staying up in the offensive zone. Playing the offensive strategy that China would often put to use at the World Championships, having the long pole stay up. Actually, I was talking to one of their coaches, Reed Reinhold, about that, and he said, yeah, that long pole is our leading scorer, so we just left him up there all the time. Kutzer has gone back to the defensive zone, and Bishop's back to the more conventional arrangement. Trent repelling all the advances so far. That pass over to Marcus Young. Tremblay watched very closely by Curtis Conley. Nowhere to go once he caught that pass. Drive down the lane by Joel Sweet. His shot goes wide, but the Bishops Gators will get it back. We're 7 minutes into the third quarter here. Penalty coming. It's going to be a slash. Let's see who's going over and actually going to serve. It'll be Curtis Conley. He's taken either. A bunch of Trent players heading over. And Conley was actually closer to the goal side, the bench side, than some of the others, but he will sit for that slash. Again, price you pay for having a defender as tough to play against as Conley. He's going to take the odd penalty. What a play by McDonald to tap that one ahead to himself. Can't quite come up with it, but a flag is down on the play, and it's going to be Alex Lizotte on the trail check. So we'll go to even strength for a bit. Jack Marwick started with possession over to Backshell Jones. And Trent using some of these young players, getting them some playing time, getting more opportunities to develop CUFLA experience. Play is blown down, the clock stopped as the officials are going to have a chat again. Looks like they're looking over at the 80-second clock, which is facing away from us, so we can't see it. Now they're going to go and talk with the clock operators, make sure they've got things sorted out. 7-3 the score for Trent. Remember, 3 games next weekend on Lacrosse TV from CUFLA. A pair of Bishops matchups. Saturday at 1 p.m. against Carleton, and then Sunday at 1 p.m. against Ottawa. And then we're back here at Justin Hughes Stadium at Trent University as McGill comes to town for a 3 p.m. start. Trent driving towards the net. Hanrahan behind the back, goes down low. Oh, what a low to high by Dallin Rye. Nice ball movement. Pretty cool for Trent to see guys like Malcolm Warcholik, number 4, involved in the play. You can see some of these players. There's Marwick, 74. going to take this pass. Then Millman to the far side, and that's a nice behind the back. And getting it low, Dallin Rye realizes low to high is the obvious way for him to go. Works out perfectly. It's 8-3 in favor of the Excalibur. We're back to even strength.
Trent goal, number 21, Dallin Rye.
Looks like Austin James battling for that ball. Gonna be a possession foul called on that fight for the possession off the face-off. James will head back into the defensive zone. Huge for them to see some of these guys stepping up. Bishops with their young roster trying to develop some experience. They knew it was a rebuilding year. They're building year, and they're really looking forward to a bunch of their guys who will be back, expected back. One thing with the issue, the Quebec issue with tuition we were talking about, the save by Hayner, that shot gets back out of play, and Antoine Tremblay will take it. One good thing is for players who are there, they are grandfathered in. The rates won't go up for students who are already at the Quebec schools. Doesn't really impact the players who are already there immediately anyway. Here's Young. Toss it back and forth at the top. Drive down the shoulder. Tremblay's hard pass. That shot a little bit wide. Didn't get out of play as it was stopped behind the net. And Bishops goes right back to the attack. Trent doing a good job of keeping the Gators from having a chance to really get a shooting lane. And the 80-second clock will expire. Trent takes possession, and Nick Webb runs ahead. Bring it past Curtis Conley, but it just got away from him. Actually looked like that one might have gotten into the lights. It can be very tricky when you're playing in the evening and the lights come on. That's a nice move by Millman. Dom Millman gets it ahead to Conley. I think Trent's taking a timeout as they were in some jeopardy of losing possession, but Millman just getting great body position as that ball came forward to step in front of the long pole and take away basically the advantage of that 6-foot pole that the defender has. Scoops up possession. This is just after what had happened. Is I asked for that replay a little bit late, but Millman with a really nice play to maintain possession for the green and white. Again, they will be the hosts once again for the Baggataway. Last year, a dominating performance, a 12-5 semifinal win over McGill and a 12-3 championship game win over the Brock Badgers. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice work. We're back into play. You can see Webb taking off. He's going to make this pass to Conley. Conley will lose it. Then the play turned around. Here they come the other way. The pass to Conley is too far. Oh. No problem. We're not going to see Millman, but you trust me, he got a great position, boxing out the defender basically, so that he could catch that pass and maintain possession leading into this timeout. So the Excalibur will defend the championship as they continue to try to defend the river, as they like to say here on the banks of the Otonabee River. That will be November 3rd to 5th, Friday through Sunday. All games live here on Lacrosse TV and the CUFLA YouTube channel. Our thanks once again to Lacrosse TV, being a great partner for CUFLA. Thank you to being with us. Thanks to you for being with us. And Trent is going to set up with 3:14 to go here in the third quarter. A solid 8-3 lead. And Lowe's back in the game over to Horlack. Dallin Rye to Hanrahan. Millman will probably come around here to duel. There it is. And the 6 starters back in the game for Trent. And they've all had a touch on this offensive possession. Make sure everyone's warm, loose, ready to roll. And Lowe's is going to head down low, as is Duel. Dallin Rye inverts. Dodge underneath by Horlack. Rye down the slot, shoots, scores. Nice bouncer, Dallin Rye. Well executed play by the Excalibur. And they're going to triple up Bishops 9-3. That's right. Sliding down, popping back up as the defender runs at him, uses his momentum against him, and just before the slide from Turen can get there and affect him, Rye gets the shot off, bounces that one home. Coming up to the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Bronson Muller in for another face-off for Trent. Again, the overtime hero last night. It's going to be ripped away and run after by Bishops, and they will get it. There's a face-off win there for Alex Trepanier. Marcus Young waiting as Naismith heads back over center to get some forwards out. A wave of Bishops subs coming on together. Oh, what an attempt on the strip by Conley, but great work by Marcus Young to fight through that and somehow get the ball directed to one of his teammates and maintain possession for the Gators. Here comes Caulfield. He is flattened by Muller. Caulfield stands up. Muller was still standing astride him. They get a little upset with each other. Play will continue, and Caulfield, now we're going to have it blown down. We'll have another referees conference with 51 seconds to go here in the third. Okay, play blown back in the final minute of the third. Young, watched by Conley. Muller getting right out there on Caulfield. Caulfield runs by him, hands it off. They go behind the net. Bishops has some good movement going. They have a chance here. Nice save, Jackson Hayner. Low save. And that is going to be possession on a great hustle play by Jaden Sample to just outrun his opponent to Wren and get possession of the ball there. Sorry, it wasn't Trent, it was Jackson Crowley. He didn't like it much. He was swatting away at the Trent players as he went back down. That pass by McDonald, trying to feed it through to Hanrahan, stolen by Eli, and Sebastian Eli, a bedrock player for this Gators club, will get them moving out. And they're not going to complete that pass. It doesn't matter as the third quarter comes to a close. Trent leading 9-3. I'm Steven Stamp. This is CUFLA Game of the Week action on Lacrosse TV. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Cross Friends to CUFLA Game of the Week action from Justin Chu Stadium at Trent University. It is the Excalibur 9 and the visiting Bishops Gators 3 as we enter the final quarter. You can check out all the information about the league at CUFLA.ca. Got the standings, the scoring stats, which will show Sam Trumbull leading the league with 23 goals through 9 games with Carleton. And Cole Hanrahan just behind him. He had 17 coming into tonight. He has either 2 or 3 tonight. What do we think? Hanrahan with a couple tonight, so he is tracking to try and get another goal-scoring championship in CUFLA. An interesting little swatting motion going on there from Liam Reynolds as the Trent player was almost within reach, I guess, of him. Trent taking their time now. Marwick to Backshell Jones. Gets it back from Rye. There's Warcholik again. So again, the Trent depth players getting some time, getting out, getting some touches. Marwick will initiate. Hand it off to the long pole, Sam Young. Tosses it back, a little slip there for Warcholik. Hard rip, that's in the top far corner. What a blast there on the run by Millman. That's a hat trick for him tonight. That just kind of took everyone by surprise, it looked like, as Millman was retreating, you can see behind the net, and then starts to sneak up, goes unnoticed by the defender, gets this pass, and I mean, just a little lack of awareness by the Gators on D, and Millman takes advantage to blast that one home.
Trent goal scored by number 23, Dom Millman.
So Millman came into the game tonight with 6 goals through Trent's first 7 games. He's added 3 tonight. That's a 50% increase in his scoring total right here. And that's, again, huge for Trent to have some of the role players stepping up, playing larger roles for the club. Especially with Jack McAlpine out for the season. They need to step up and take up some of that scoring that he had provided. McAlpine had 9 goals and 9 assists in the 5 games that he played, so obviously a big part of the offense. Warcholik. We get it back there from Millman. Backshell Jones. Tries to flip it through the middle, gets it through to Rye, far side, and that is exactly the same spot that Millman put the last one. This time he didn't pop up from anywhere, he was just waiting as the play developed, was in perfect position. You can see Millman over there just sitting in his spot, and Cole Hanrahan actually directing him where to stand, and that's pretty good direction as Millman takes the pass exactly where he was told to go. So we see another element there of Cole Hanrahan's game. We know he can shoot. We know he's effective on the ride. And there's some great leadership and basically a coach on the field. Directing traffic, setting that one up, and what a rocket by Millman.
Grand goal by number 23, Dom Millman.
Muller and Trepanier battling for the face-off, and Trepanier takes it, hands it off there to Gabe Bally. Bally is knocked down and takes a little swing as he lands. No call made. The out of play, out of bounds, will give the ball to Bishops. And the Gators going to the attack. Trying to creep back into this one, down by 8. Liam Reynolds just waiting. As the Gators are down, are shorthanded. I don't know, 11 minutes to go and you're down by 8. You might want to just go and try and score anyway. Lob pass back up to the top. Back to Tremblay and immediately returns it to Sasha Frank. Oh, Sasha Frank. Back to even strength. The player comes running in, looking for a pass right away. That was Joel Sweet. They're going to get a shot from the outside, knocked down by McDonald. Ben McDonald on the run. He'll just protect the ball from Tremblay, who's come back on D into the defensive zone. McDonald is just directing to settle things down. Hands it off to Bronson Muller. The ball's been awarded to Bishops. I did not see the indication from the official what exactly the call was, but they'll zip it up into the offensive zone and Liam Reynolds. Back to Lizotte. They're waiting to complete their change. Get their sixth attacker out. Reynolds to Lizotte. Keep in mind, Bishops does play again tomorrow. Or do they? Maybe they don't. They do have a couple of games next week, though. And a bunch of games to get in, so marshaling their resources. This busy stretch run of their season. Jackson Cowley heading for the net. Repelled there by Jaden Sample. Pass out front. That's going to get away and head back over center. Nicely saved by the defender from coming across the line as Turen tapped it ahead. So that will keep the turnover, but the Excalibur get it anyway. And here comes Curtis Conley, hands it off to Dallin Rye. On the crease, Cole Hanrahan, and that is just not fair for a goaltender, but he stepped in the crease, apparently. So that one will be waved off. And quickly back up the field are the Gators. Here's Adam Kutzer. He's had an interesting night getting the ball pushed up a little bit. He's going to head back into the defensive zone, and Bishops will wait for reinforcements. Bishops player knocked to the floor. It's going to be another penalty for Curtis Conley. And he doesn't even dispute. He just heads off to the penalty area. Play blown in, and with the man up advantage, see what the Gators, how the Gators choose to attack this. Tremblay thought about the rip. Lizotte gets it back. Patient approach. Down to Tremblay, had to double clutch to get it. Austin James all over him. There's a look right down on the crease, and you're not going to see that one missed very often by Antoine Tony Tremblay. And it's a power play goal, making it 11-4. Bishops pulls back within 7. We've got 7:04 to go, and a timeout taken by the Gators. Yes, Bishops is playing tomorrow. They will go to Queens for a 4 p.m. start in Kingston. And then the two games we'd mentioned next weekend, 1 p.m. each day, here on Lacrosse TV. The Saturday, October 21st against Carleton, and Sunday, October 22nd against Ottawa. And once again, they still have to reschedule, find the exact time, and make up the game they had against McGill that they were unable to go and play when they had transportation issues. So busy times for the Gators coming down the stretch. They do have a win so far this season, which puts them a step ahead of Ottawa in the race for the final position in the playoffs in the East. Trent again in control of the East right now. If they can win out, they will finish first and once again enter the Baggataway Cup as the #1 seed. If somebody is able to bump them from that spot, then they'll have a possibility they could be having to play on quarterfinal Friday instead of straight to the semis on Saturday. Muller and Caulfield battling, and the Gators come away with it into the offensive zone. Thinking he had a lane for a moment, I think it was Liam Reynolds. He was rebuffed, and the Gators go back up to the top. Lizotte hands it off immediately. Jump shot, stop by Hayner. Rebound, put back. Is it good? Yes, no crease violation. Nicely scooped. Antoine Tremblay once again. 4 goals in his first 2 games after returning from injury, and he has a bundle tonight. You can see this pass will come up. Tremblay was sitting just behind the net and somehow gets completely lost by Trent. Again, they are short. They're tough to cover everyone, but Tremblay's a guy you've got to keep your eye on, and he was just very quietly sitting down behind the crease and then strolled out. And when that save was made by Hayner, there was nobody to pick him up and no chance for Hayner on the rebound as the talented Tremblay tucks it home. 11-5, Bishop's closing the gap slightly. Probably still unlikely they're going to be able to come all the way back down by 6 with less than 6 to play, but some definitely positive momentum for the Gators. Tremblay will switch with Reynolds. One hop pass well up top to Lizotte. This handoff to Young. Tremblay's over on this side of the crease. Ben McDonald keeping an eye on him. Interesting to see now he's going to drift back over. Tremblay kind of the king of just finding space. He was open there for a moment. Gators unable to find him though, and McDonald picks him up. Again, he just kind of slides out. There's a shot and a save by Hayner as a flag lands on the turf. And Trent is sending off one player to go to the box and one to go in for a sub, as it will be short man once again with 4:44 to play as we get going. Muller's out there as the only short stick D-midi. He's going to pop up on Lizotte. Sorry, on Reynolds. Here's Young with the ball, feeds it down. Nice toe drag, nice effort at the toe drag by Young, but it gets away from him. Hayner play the old onto the back of the net to himself. Take off, going for a sprint. He's going over center. And that could spell trouble. Good effort there by Graydon Foulon to slow things down a little, just muck it up near center so Bishops couldn't get possession until Hayner is able to sprint back into his net and settle back into position. Thought we might see Hayner go all the way, try and get a goalie goal, go for a shot, but he elected to hand it off, and the pass was tipped away by the defender, leading to a bit of a scuffle. But again, Graydon Foulon, credit to him for negating that advantage for the Gators. We are back to even strength. Bishop still retaining possession as Tremblay passes it off, and they're going to go high. Forkey. Continuing to circle. Forkey again. Bishops showing a great deal of patience in setting this up, and then the pass tipped away by Hayner. And it looks like a reset coming, but that loose ball is scooped up, and Curtis Conley is rumbling down. Nice ball movement and that's a goal as it ricochets off the middle inside the post. Came in a hurry. Bishops thought it was off the post, but it hit inside the net. Great run there. Love seeing Sam Albert get involved. Here you go. You can see it right from the start. Conley is gone, and Trent loves to push the pace. He's going to make this pass to Albert. And then that hard shot by Millman. That'll be 5 for him as he buries that one on the far side. And Bishop's trying to say it came out quickly, it was off the metal, but you can see the Trent players all celebrating. They all saw that one went in and hit the metal at the bottom inside the post, inside the net, behind the goal line.
Trent goal scored by number 23, Dom Millman.
Coming into the final 2 minutes of play. Shortly, 12-5 lead for Trent. They extend it back up to 7. But a quick response by the Gators. They've been being very methodical in setting up their offense, but now they just go down and immediately strike. You can see a Trent player kneeling over in the penalty box as Trent has run into some penalty trouble, as they are wont to do. And they're just going to drive down quickly and have Jackson Cowley, I believe, that might have been putting that one in. Let's double check who the goal scorer was. Bishops has taken a timeout to retain the rest of the time on the power play. Yeah, it was Jackson Cowley with the marker. He came into the night with just 1 goal and 1 assist on the season, so big for him to step up and bounce that one home. 2:05 to play, it's 12-6. It's interesting, goals for and against does come into play if you have tiebreakers. There's some fairly complicated formulas, but Trent was looking in the game last night with Carleton. Obviously, important for them. They felt if they could, they really wanted to win by more than 1 because they had lost to the Ravens by 1 goal back on September 17th, and were really hoping that they could get a win by multiple goals and get a tiebreaker edge on Carleton in case they wound up tied with them. But more important was getting the win. And when it came down to the final seconds of regulation time, the final minute, instead of attacking immediately and trying to get a goal and have a chance to get the ball back and go for a 2-goal win, they just played for the last shot, which didn't quite work out for them. Sent the game to overtime. In the long term, it did work out on that Bronson Muller goal. He's out there to take this face-off. But the most important thing was the win. They couldn't be thinking, you can't be thinking try to win by 2. Muller and Caulfield. Big pushing match. And they're going to call a loose ball push on Muller, which will give the ball to the Gators. They're kind of pushing back and forth, and Caulfield got turned around looking for the ball down by his feet, and Muller continued to push on his back. Caulfield gave it off. Here's Lizotte under some pressure. McDonald will back into the defensive formation. Hard rip, nice save by Hayner. Bishop still on the man advantage. So the Excalibur will take their time here. Conley changes direction, runs through the gap of 2 Gators players. Gets stripped, fighting to get it back. The ball's still on the ground. And eventually it's scooped up by Millman. 5 goals and now a big ground ball possession. And Trent will take a timeout with 1:17 to play. Make sure they retain possession. And we'll see what they set up for this final minute and a bit. Number 3, CUFLA Game of the Week contest next week on Lacrosse TV, Saturday and Sunday at 1 p.m., both at Bishop's. Carleton on Saturday, Ottawa going in on Sunday. And then McGill comes to visit Trent on Sunday, October 22nd at 3 p.m. I'll be here with the call for that one for you, so join us on Lacrosse TV for all those games. Go to CUFLA.ca to check out the standings, the statistics, see how the season is playing out here in Canada's University Field Lacrosse Association. What a huge night for Dom Millman. 5 goals? Is that right? Does he have 5 goals? He has 5 goals. That last one that pinged out. Wow. Coming in with 6 tonight. Bjorn Dielman out, number 9 for Trent. Another one of the younger players getting some more time. Graydon Foulon, number 10 over there, and the ball was starting the stick of Malcolm Warcholek. He's got Backshell Jones with him. Also, it looks like Connor Curtis behind the net. A bunch of the fresher faces for this Excalibur club. There's Foulon. Battling for it. He gets stripped by Adam Kutzer. Big swap by Warcholek. Knocks it free as he got into the butt end of Kutzer's stick, but Kutzer recovers it, gets it over to the goalkeeper, and they will get the ball up and out of the zone in the stick of Sam Young. He still has it. Takes a look there to Ian Nicholson. It's going to be Bishop's possession with 30 seconds to play. Cowley, a little swim move, and scores. Jackson Cowley has tripled his output for the season tonight. Came in with 1 goal, has 2 more to give him 3 for the year. He swum away from Aiden Jeffrey on that play. See Lizotte comes in, and this is Cowley. Just racing down and popping that one home. It's 12-7 with 17 seconds to play. Muller and Trepanier this time. Muller wins one. Get head down. Oh, it doesn't quite get caught by Backshell Jones. Battling for that loose ball. Sebastian Eli is going to rip one. Trying to get a pass ahead. He actually got it straight into the stick of Marcus Young. But time is going to run out on the Gators. And the final score will be the Bishop's Gators 7 in this CUFLA Game of the Week action on Lacrosse TV. I'm Stephen Stamp. Thanks so much for being with us here, lacrosse friends. And we will see you next week with 3 more CUFLA Game of the Week games. The triple header trifecta of CUFLA action. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. Enjoy your week, and we will see you soon.